Long-distance relationship. If you've discovered someone you connect with and love, you probably don't want to end a relationship just because you don't reside in the same location. Even if you only see each other a few times a month, you may still have a good, fulfilling relationship with the person. Still, being in a long-distance relationship requires effort, and you must take measures to ensure that you and your spouse continue to feel connected while being physically apart. Here are tips for surviving a long-distance relationship and make it work even better. Pick up the phone. It's so important in a long-distance relationship to stay connected. Talking on the phone and FaceTiming is the best way to stay connected because so much can get lost in translation via text. It can be easy to go through the busy day relying on texts and without picking up the phone, but don't fall into that trap. Make time to have in-depth conversations where you can hear one another's voices or see one another's faces. Prioritize each other. Long-distance relationships require effort, and it is critical that both parties contribute and prioritize one another. It's no longer worth it when one person stops choosing the other. If someone begins to separate themselves, does not commit to plans, or withdraws, it is important to speak about it. It's just as important for both individuals to feel as if they're being prioritized in whatever ways make them happy. Meet regular. It is important to visit each other as often as possible. I recognize that, depending on the distance, it may be challenging, but it is necessary. The objective is to meet in person at least 4 times every year. It could be even better if you meet each other at least once every month. Always have an impersonal outing. It is important to constantly know when you will next meet each other in person. Having a specific date when you will see each other again, this will ensure that you both constantly have something to anticipate. When things get difficult, you know precisely how much time you have before the next meeting. Visit each other where you live. When in a long-distance relationship, it might be tempting to plan adventurous excursions to visit one another. Alternatively, it may be reasonable to meet in the middle of the 2 places where you live. It is important to ensure that you also visit each other in your respective homes so to be more comfortable. Check each other's feelings. Show your concern and desire to be there through it all. Always ask questions such as, "How can I assist you?" These questions assist the individual who feels detached to reflect on and communicate their true feelings and thoughts. It demonstrates concern and provides clarity on what is required most to restore connection and love. Have emergency visits. It might be useful to organize a visit if one partner is feeling distant or lonely. If one person is feeling disconnected, then it's time to see one another as soon as possible. Present each other with gifts. When you are not physically together, it is important to demonstrate your concern in unique ways. If you believe she would like receiving flowers, send her some. If you know he is feeling under the weather, then get food delivered to them as if you were there taking care of them. If something feels off, talk about it. If anything has changed in the relationship, it's crucial to start questioning if you're both on the same page and also have the difficult talks about whether it's time to end the relationship. Always ask what has changed. I inquire whether there is someone else there if you suspect there is. Always trust your instincts. Look at the positives. A long-distance relationship has several advantages. What's lovely about long-distance relationships is that you don't take each other for granted since you're not in each other's everyday life. Seeing and being with each other might seem new and exciting. When you're feeling down, lonely, or irritated, remember that long-distance relationships have advantages that couples who live in the same city do not.